15 and 22. Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now I can kind of see why he's probably not claiming it, because it looks bad on his reputation, because he has a history. Like if you look at like even Beyonce, like he was in his 30s and Beyonce was barely 19.
Be doing so much and running, and it just really dawned on me. It's the man that my mom was underage when she consumed me. Anyone who'd have been older.
Jay-Z's alleged son, Rymir Satterthwaite, just scored a major legal win, and now 50 Cent's jumping in to add fuel to the fire. Yep, reports say 50 officially offered to help Rymir sue Jay-Z. This all came right after a judge gave Rymir the green light to move forward with his case. And now Jay? He's spiraling! Jay's already out here calling Rymir a stalker and accusing him of harassment for years. His legal team is threatening to expose Rymir's so-called lies in court. But the wildest part? Jay is still ducking that DNA test. One swab could shut this down completely, but he refuses to take it. And now we might know why. Here's where it gets dark. Rumors are swirling that the real reason Jay won't take that test is because of Rymir's mother. See, Rymir claims his mom Wanda was underage when she allegedly got pregnant by a 22-year-old Jay-Z. If that's true, this whole case flips into something way deeper and way more dangerous. And let's not forget, Jay-Z already dodged one scandal not too long ago when he got named in one of Diddy's cases. One accuser said both Jay and Diddy groped her when she was just 13. Now that lawsuit was dropped, but not for the reason you think. That same woman just came forward again claiming she never took her words back. She said the only reason she dropped it was because Jay allegedly sent private investigators to intimidate her into silence. And what's really shady? The media's been silent. Go look at TMZ, The Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked. Not a peep about this case. Nothing about Rymir, nothing about the DNA test, and definitely nothing about the Jane Doe lawsuit Jay just lost. Yep, Jay tried to sue attorney Tony Busby, who represents Jane Doe, and the judge threw it out. So why isn't anyone talking about it? Because let's be real, most of these platforms are terrified to go against Jay-Z. But guess who's not scared? 50 Cent. He's been dragging Jay for dodging the DNA test, and now sources say 50 straight up offered Rymir his own legal team to take this to the next level.
The big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Those trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right.
And clearly, Jay feels the pressure. His team is scrambling behind the scenes, trying to spin the media and discredit Rymir before this gets bigger. But with 50 Cent backing him, this might just be the beginning of the end for Jay's cover-up. The wildest part? Jay-Z keeps throwing cash into court battles when a simple, cheap DNA test could clear this whole thing up.
How old was she when you were born?
15 going on 16.
And everything saying that they had met. Now, how old was Jay-Z at the time?
I think like 22.
But now, it's looking like he doesn't want it cleared up. And with Rymir holding tight to his receipts and 50 Cent sliding in to back him, Jay's got a serious problem on his hands. Let's talk about 50's role real quick. He didn't just troll Jay-Z on Instagram with that shady post about him and Rymir having the same face. Oh no, 50 took it way further. Word on the street is that 50 personally reached out to Rymir and offered up his own legal team to help take Jay down. And if that wasn't enough, 50 dropped this slick caption on IG, "A good lawyer knows the law. A great lawyer knows the judge." Now that's a warning shot. See, before 50 stepped in, Rymir's case was getting completely buried. Media was ignoring him. Courtrooms were shutting him down. But the second 50 joined in, Jay-Z's team went into panic mode. They're rushing to kill the lawsuit before it blows up.
Court documents submitted on June 16th, Jay-Z slams a recent lawsuit that Rymir and Lily filed against him as just the latest in what he says has been decades-long harassment. The documents read, "The fabricated allegations and claims have been addressed."
Jay just filed fresh legal docs begging the judge to toss Rymir's case out. He claims this is all just more harassment from Rymir. The same stuff, he says, that's already been rejected in other courts. Jay's filing even says Rymir's been hit with a contempt order for ignoring past rulings. But here's where Jay gets called out. Dr. Lily Coley, Rymir's former guardian and a licensed paralegal, fired back hard. She said Jay's entire court filing is loaded with flat-out lies. According to her, nothing was ever fabricated. Wanda's affidavit, Rymir's late mother, has always been on the record.
Your father, I really do. And if it's not, why you can't prove me wrong? Like, it's not as far as a proving me wrong thing. It's go to the courtroom and basically do what everybody else would have to do. Like, it's not, you don't have to prove me wrong. I just want the truth. Honestly, I can take a no. I can take, if I'm embarrassed at the end of the day, I can take that. I really can. I've been through a lot, I've seen a lot. I could take me being embarrassed. Like, just can't take nobody not saying nothing. Like, you know, it's not fair.
It was never pulled, and it forms the core of Rymir's paternity claims. Dr. Coley also shut down Jay's contempt claim. She made it clear neither Rymir, Wanda, nor herself has ever been held in contempt of court. But here's the key part. She said, and I quote, "There has never been a discovery hearing or final ruling that resolves the paternity or other issues." Translation, Jay's still never been proven to not be the father. The court has never settled it.
Shot at. Somewhere in September, he was in the parking lot with other people, near where he's at living now. And out of all the cars there, his was the only one shot up. So we believe that was a nexus or a connection, I believe, between the case and what's going on, because it was around the time.
And while everyone's caught up in the legal drama, the one detail that keeps getting swept under the rug is this: Wanda's age. If what Rymir says is true, his mother was underage when Jay-Z allegedly got her pregnant. That changes everything. Let's rewind.
In addition to that, we've had people come to my home in the past, driving on the grass. We have people knocking on the door at 4 o'clock in the morning. We've been through all of it, mostly around the filing time.
Rymir's name first hit the press back in 2015, but he and Dr. Coley had already filed a paternity suit against Jay the year before, in 2014. That case shut down instantly. Dr. Coley says Jay and his lawyer, Lisa Fisher, brought fraudulent information into court to shut it down before anything could even start. But Rymir didn't quit. He came back swinging in 2018 with a fresh complaint, this time accusing Jay-Z of using his power, money, and fame to dodge a paternity test again. And now, with 50 backing him, this might finally be the case Jay can't buy his way out of. But this is where things really start getting shady. Rymir kept getting blocked at every turn, and the judge claimed it was because his biological father had already been confirmed. But when the son got their hands on Rymir's birth certificate, there was no father listed at all. None.
Bigger picture than this. We want to try to make a difference with the Pro Se Act or the Legal Abuse Act, bringing new legislation and trying to sit down at the table with the lawmakers to make a difference. In addition to the fact, because, you know, like you said before, Mr. Carter might not never do anything, and I'm sure he probably won't, but it ain't about him. This is about the system allowing things to happen that were very agreed and put our lives at stake in some regards. So I just wanted to say that that's what another reason why we were still going to the criminal stuff for the second time. This time the prosecutor's office locally did get involved, but everything is slow moving and things are happening, and you know, it's corruption going on. The law says in New Jersey that if the person who resists to take the test is presumed the father, that's what the law says. Here in New Jersey, anybody who don't want to do it and go away from doing it or prevents from doing it is presumed the father. So right now he's presumed the father. He's not even the
So what exactly was confirmed? And then came the real twist. Rymir found out that some of his own legal team were secretly working with Jay-Z's lawyers behind closed doors. Total betrayal. In that same Sun interview, Rymir said he's been denied a fair hearing in court because of dirty legal games and outright malpractice. He also revealed that his mother, Wanda, first told him Jay-Z was his dad when he was just 8 years old.
I'm not a lawyer. They try to use all type of things, rush you to condas and all type of things to say, hey, whoever was on his birth certificate, that was the, you know what I mean? That was the dad. And that's not how the course works. So we did everything we had to do to, you know, show them that wasn't. The person I was calling my pop took the DNA test. It was straight out there. Only other name was Jay-Z. He basically just sawed it and skedaddle. They try to use all this craziness to hold the case up. And I'm like, well, damn, if this was anybody else, I'm like, all right, the first 2 years.
They would have ordered them by now. They do that. Especially, like hey, take the test. Hell, in most cases, you can start drawing child support without a goddamn paternity. It makes them want to come to.
According to her, she met Jay back in 1992 at his aunt's spot in the Brooklyn projects. She said they hooked up once, used protection, but it failed. And after that night, Jay vanished.
If it was anything, if y'all felt like we was lying, why y'all ain't dismiss the case with prejudice? Why do y'all having us come in there and file and pay all this money and keep filing and filing for years? Why, if y'all didn't see anything wrong with the case, why is it not over? But the only thing I'm asking is, I don't want no money from you. You know, if you don't want to have that relationship, if it was true, that's just on you. You know, I'm just showing you that I'm fighting for what I believe in is right. And I want all the kids and everyone that come behind me. If you missing the parents, it's all about, sometimes that's all you need to know your parents is. You don't need nothing from them. It close the book. It just helped me, you know, go on with my life and just be straight. It's not like I'm looking for anything, looking for you to bring me up where you at or bring me with your family and all. I still got my own family, but I just want you to be like, just think about it. Like, we could have got this, you know, over with, and through all this I still respect you, even though I might not like you. I respect everybody.
I was gonna say, how do you view him now?
And it's like, and when I say I don't like you, it's not even, it's just that I feel like, you know, y'all sit at the top and y'all forgot where y'all came from, and sometimes you got to bring yourself down to the bottom. You can't sit at the top and think all these, you know, I'm rich and all that, and if I go to court, this would affect this, and sometimes you just got to get it over with. If you believe this wasn't true, it would have been over with, you know? And for you to let me just sit here and after all this, my mom passed away, and I'm not saying you physically, but dragging us to court and all that, not taking care of the problem, it's just, you let it happen. So it's like, you could have got this over with. If it wasn't true, we could have, you know, I would apologize. Y'all apologize in front of the world. Hey, it could have been done, but obviously it's something you hide. And
She had no way to ever contact him again. By 2010, Wanda's health was getting worse, and that's when Dr. Lily Coley was given custody of Rymir. She also spoke to The Sun, and she backed Wanda's story, saying Wanda got pregnant shortly after meeting Jay, and that she was only 15 or 16 years old at the time. And that's when things start spiraling. According to a lawsuit filed by Rhymir in Philadelphia in 2018, Jay-Z's legal team pulled a dirty move. The documents say they pressured Wanda while she was still in the hospital recovering from a medicated coma into signing legal papers. That paperwork removed Dr. Coley's name from the petition and replaced it without consent. Why? To sabotage the case. That one shady stunt got the whole case tossed out of court, and Rymir's family said they had never seen corruption hit this deep. They were devastated. But what came next? It was terrifying. When Rhymir and Dr. Coley appeared on Hip Hop News Uncensored, they dropped a bomb. Rhymir was shot not long after he filed that lawsuit against Jay-Z. And it gets even scarier. According to Dr. Lily Coley, right after Rhymir filed his lawsuit, strange people started showing up at her doorstep, trying to intimidate her into silence. She said it was clear they were being watched, and someone wanted her to back off. But for Lily, this fight goes beyond Jay-Z. She made it clear, this is about justice. She says it's about challenging a system that lets the rich and powerful twist the law however they want. And she's not backing down. Now here's where it all explodes. Rhymir recently filed a brand new lawsuit, but this time, he's going after the court system itself. Yep, he's suing the entire New Jersey court and several judges, accusing them of conspiring with Jay-Z for over a decade to make sure his paternity cases never saw the light of day. In this lawsuit, Rhymir and Dr. Coley claim Jay straight up lied under oath, telling the court he didn't own any property in New Jersey. Why? Because if he had no property there, the court couldn't force him to take a DNA test. But Rymir's legal team says that's cap. They uncovered property deeds and tax records with Jay-Z's name all over them. Rymir's lawsuit calls out 6 different judges who he says helped Jay dodge accountability by pretending he didn't have ties to Jersey. According to the complaint, Jay-Z used his money and celebrity status to bend the system, which kept Rymir's cases getting tossed out year after year. And then there's the part that's straight up terrifying. After Rhymir started speaking publicly about what was happening in court, his car got shot at. That's right. The lawsuit details how unknown people started following him and Dr. Coley around their neighborhood. Cars were spotted circling their home in the middle of the night. One even drove onto their lawn at 4 a.m. They believe all of it was a message, a warning, and they fully suspect it was connected to Jay-Z's camp. So now, Rymir and Dr. Coley are suing not just for paternity, but for their constitutional rights. They say the system failed Rymir over and over, and they're demanding accountability from the judges who let it happen. They also recently sat down with Tasha K and confirmed that Wanda, Rymir's late mother, was only about 15 or 16 when Jay-Z, who was 22, allegedly got her pregnant. And the court? They originally tried to shut the whole case down by saying the man listed on Rymir's birth certificate was the father. But guess what? Rymir took a DNA test with that man, and it proved he's not the dad. And then Rymir dropped a real bomb. He said if the court truly believed he was lying, they could have just dismissed the case with prejudice. But they didn't, which means something ain't adding up.
Jay-Z allegedly won't give up his DNA to prove that he is not the father of Rymir Satterthwaite, who is claiming that he is his son, because giving up his DNA could link him to a bunch of murders that he is connected to.
He also made it crystal clear. He's not after Jay-Z's money. In fact, he even said that if Jay-Z turns out not to be his father, he'll publicly apologize. That's how confident he is in the truth.
The permanent A-list rapper could just provide a DNA sample and get the whole paternity thing out of the way, but then the sample could be used to solve a whole bunch of killings that the rapper has been hinted at being involved in. And again, this allegedly Jay-Z.
But here's where things take a darker turn. Because now, there's talk that Wanda's age might not even be the main reason Jay's avoiding that DNA test. Word is, the real reason might be something way more disturbing. Something Jay-Z definitely doesn't want coming to light. So what's he really hiding? Let us know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell because we're just getting started. See you on the next one.